Hello and welcome to another group SFT tapping event. This one is called Eradicating the Suffering of Animals, an important topic. I'm Marvin Schneider.
And I'm Jenuine. Hi, everybody. Well, I think this is a topic that's really important to most people who are feeling compassion or whatever. Marvin and I had this experience yesterday with poor Murphy, our cat. It's tick season. And though he gets his tick medication, we've been finding some ticks in his body and it's really painful. And mommy has to pick them out of his body. Anyways, it's so painful. So yesterday, we never go to the pet store in the afternoon. We hardly ever go to the pet store if we don't have to, but we decided to go to the pet store yesterday to get Murphy a collar, a tick collar, so the ticks don't even get near his body. And so it's another level of protection. So Marvin goes into the pet store and I'm in the car with the dogs. And then suddenly we're surrounded by fire department. There's all these firemen. There's all these policemen and paramedics and stuff. And Marvin's in the store and all these flashing lights and stuff and all this commotion. And it's not a busy store. It's only like a 10-car parking lot and it's just swarming with firemen. And I thought that was really kind of indicative of how important these taps are for animals. We were at the pet store for our cat, and so our attention was on the pets. And then all this authorities come around and are swarming the place for what seemed to be no reason. Wasn't that interesting, babies?
So the wash up of the story was that there was a little old lady who was driving into the car park, somehow had a senior's moment, ran into the bollard right in the car park. And we had two fire trucks, we had ambulance, we had police for a seemingly minor, collision between a single car and a bollard. And there's, all of this commotion going on. So it's just, it was a little bit odd. But anyway, that was an interesting experience. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of taps related to the suffering of animals, eradicating the suffering of animals, in fact, and the relationship between the broader collective and, well, the animal kingdom and even Earth itself. So a lot of people will resonate with these taps. I mean, my sense is that by and large, the the vast majority of the collective would prefer not to have suffering for animals, but a lot of people just get caught up in their own thing that it just it jumps off their radar. So we're going to be doing the tapping event to help clear all of that in energy. So, and of course, we're recording this on October the 4th. In America, it's our October the 5th, but it happens to coincide with World Animal Day. So that's kind of the inspiration for these taps as well. Jen, for those that are not familiar, can you explain to the audience how this tapping gig works?
So I'm going to give you something to say. You're going to say it 3 times. We'll tap on the top of your head. A 4th time we'll tap in your chest, and a 5th time we'll tap in your abdomen. What's really interesting about these is because if you have a love for a particular animal or the whales or dogs or whatever it is, as you're doing these taps, tap into the consciousness of that group of beings and feel their gratitude. The animals are a lot more perceptive than humans are. The sixth sense that animals have is perceiving an energy, which is what Marvin and I try to teach everyone to do, because that way we're up to snuff with what animals are doing. And what I think was a real disservice to humans was being separated from nature and being made to believe that they're superior to animals. And that way they disconnected from animals and nature, and they disconnected from their ability to perceive an energy. But if you'll notice, more of indigenous people will be more perceptive in energy. And so as you do these taps, awaken your own perception ability to perceive an energy by getting a sense of the gratitude of the animal kingdom in doing these. All right? You ready to go, babies? Hi, everyone. We are working around the clock to help as many people as possible. It's a two-man operation, and it's nonstop. We could really use your help, though. By liking our videos, commenting, and sharing, you are helping others all over the world to find us. All of our content is free because not everyone is as fortunate as you and I. Please consider becoming a Jenuine Healing supporter. It'll help us cover the costs of our overhead, including doggy and kitty kibble. Follow the link below to support us. I truly believe that when you support others, the universe supports you. And I know 1,000% that when you support us, I support you right back. All right, first tap. Ripping babies from their mother is immediately eradicated in all moments.
Ripping babies from their mother is immediately eradicated in all moments. Ripping babies from their mother is immediately eradicated in all moments. Ripping babies from their mother is immediately eradicated in all moments. Ripping babies from their mother is immediately eradicated in all moments. Ripping babies from their mother is immediately eradicated in all moments.
Stealing baby's milk for human consumption is eradicated in all moments.
Stealing baby's milk for human consumption is eradicated in all moments. Stealing baby's milk for human consumption is eradicated in all moments. Stealing baby's milk for human consumption is eradicated in all moments. Stealing baby's milk for human consumption is eradicated in all moments. Stealing baby's milk for human consumption is eradicated in all moments.
So the person who's not into compassion for animals is wondering, why should I give a shit? Well, just because you're disconnected in energy of the suffering that's inflicted on animals doesn't mean that you're not feeling it through the collective. A lot of the disease in an individual's body is directly related to suffering that's instigated on other beings. So as we eradicate more of the suffering in the world, we eradicate disease as well. Caging animals in small enclosures is eradicated in all moments.
Caging animals in small enclosures is eradicated in all moments. Caging animals in small enclosures is eradicated in all moments. Caging animals in small enclosures is eradicated in all moments. Caging animals in small enclosures is eradicated in all moments. Caging animals in small enclosures is eradicated in all moments.
Hoarding animals like things is eradicated in all moments.
Hoarding animals like things is eradicated in all moments. Hoarding animals like things is eradicated in all moments. Hoarding animals like things is eradicated in all moments. Hoarding animals like things is eradicated in all moments. Hoarding animals like things is eradicated in all moments.
Hoarding animals is a beautiful depiction of how important balance is with everything. Because a person who hoards animals most likely has a love for animals, and the intention is to save them, but they get overwhelmed by the care and treatment of them, and they start to be the abuser of the animals. So it's really important to have an ebb and a flow with energy. And I had this epiphany in the morning about energy and all these mind fucks that come in. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who gets inundated with mind fucks. It's like, what do I do with these mind fucks? And I finally have something you can do with them. So when you have mind fucks, it's all this inflow of energy that you can't deal with. So it's trying to manifest, and it's trying to manifest through thought or emotions, and it creates an imbalance. So what you can do when the mind fucks come in is send them right out in good intentions. So visualize these animals or those who are suffering. Visualize sending your love and intention out to them. So immediately convert the mind fucks into love and intentions within your microcosm and send those out as intentions to heal the animals, warm them, care them, feed them. And what you'll be doing by doing that is like um, you'll be opening up the circuit of your energy, so it's not just a receptacle for dead energy, but it's a filtering system to take that energy and outflow it. And that's basically what we're doing with these SFT taps. We're taking all the negative suffering of animals right now, and we're converting it back into positive intentions and sending it back out into the universe. And we may never see how these manifest, but that intention is a huge, powerful action acted on humanity.
Do you know what else is relevant about October 4th and why October 4th is celebrated as World Animal Day?
Why,
Do
babies?
you know what the other connection is? I just realized it.
What?
Well, I didn't just realize it. I was reading it on Google because I was Googling World Animal Day. But October 4th, which is World Animal Day, is the feast day of Francis of Assisi, who is the patron saint of animals. Did you know that?
I knew that about St. Francis of Assisi. I didn't know this was feast day for him, which is probably ironic because they probably serve animals at his feast, which he was, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. I don't know the rest. It's beautiful. But he did advocate for the animals. Treating animals like things is eradicated in all moments.
Treating animals like things is eradicated in all moments. Treating animals like things is eradicated in all moments. Treating animals like things is eradicated in all moments. Treating animals like things is eradicated in all moments. Treating animals like things is eradicated in all moments.
Hunting animals for sport is eradicated in all moments.
Hunting animals for sport is eradicated in all moments. Hunting animals for sport is eradicated in all moments. Hunting animals for sport is eradicated in all moments. Hunting animals for sport is eradicated in all moments. Hunting animals for sport is eradicated in all moments.
The poaching of animals and their parts is eradicated in all moments.
The poaching of animals and their parts is eradicated in all moments. The poaching of animals and their parts is eradicated in all moments. The poaching of animals and their parts is eradicated in all moments. The poaching of animals and their parts is eradicated in all moments. The poaching of animals and their parts is eradicated in all moments.
Testing on animals is eradicated in all moments.
Testing on animals is eradicated in all moments. Testing on animals is eradicated in all moments. Testing on animals is eradicated in all moments. Testing on animals is eradicated in all moments. Testing on animals is eradicated in all moments.
Cruelty towards animals is eradicated in all moments.
Cruelty towards animals is eradicated in all moments. Cruelty towards animals is eradicated in all moments. Cruelty towards animals is eradicated in all moments. Cruelty towards animals is eradicated in all moments. Cruelty towards animals is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that animals don't feel pain is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that animals don't feel pain is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals don't feel pain is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals don't feel pain is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals don't feel pain is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals don't feel pain is eradicated in all moments.
There's so many examples on Google, whatever, of animals showing compassion to other animals. Animals may hunt other animals, but they're not cruel. That cruelty is only assigned to humans. The humans are the only ones that take pleasure out of the process of killing and hurting something else. But when animals aren't hungry, they don't hurt other animals. Google, it's fun. The belief that animals have no soul is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that animals have no soul is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals have no soul is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals have no soul is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals have no soul is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals have no soul is eradicated in all moments.
You know, the doctrine of Catholicism believes that the animals don't go to heaven.
Babies, the doctrine of Catholicism believes many things that are fundamentally untrue. So
Yeah, yeah, but that one draws a line. I mean, it's one thing how you treat people, but when you treat animals that way, just kidding. Lots of people don't have the capacity to have compassion for other humans because they've been wounded in so many lifetimes by other humans. That's why they go to get love from animals because animals will keep giving love. They won't shut down. They won't resent. It's just profound. People who need to learn to love. Well, put it this way: it's interesting that people who don't have pets, what lessons they're missing in compassion. It's a broad statement, but
Um, so, so here's the funny thing, just personal story. So I grew up for the better part of my, currently 57 odd years without having pets. And, I was in a professional career and I was never home and it wasn't a viable option. So, we never had pets growing up. My parents did, but, ever since I've left home and been on my independent journey, never had pets. And so now we have four of them, three silky terriers that form a collective of their own, and one rob cat who thinks he's more of a dog than a cat. But the thing about those is that prayer, Lord, give me patience. So my sense of having four pets in the house, and particularly three silky terriers, is Lord, give me patience, like right bloody now.
yeah, but these little guys have softened Marvin so much. He walks around the house with his cat, and it's like,
Well, well, they haven't. They haven't. I mean, it's like, uh, I mean, I've raised two kids, and that was a challenge in and of its own, in and of itself. But there are times when these uh, dogs, particularly the three of them collectively, they do actually get to the point of driving me insane.
but babies, they're your little entourage too. They, they adore him. They ignore me, and it's like, no, Daddy didn't say so. Get away from me, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. So it's obnoxious for me, but it's so adorable to see them just like, walk around just worshiping him. And if you're going to be worshipped, it's better that you're worshipped by a pet than other humans. So it's kind of cute. But it's also cute to see the dynamic with his cat because I had to
Well, it's
twist his
not. Hang on,
arm
whoa, whoa,
for
whoa, 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 stop. The
what?
cat was in fact, all of these animals were your inspiration. You
That's
know
what I was
that.
about to say. I had to twist your arm to get that cat. And the minute this little kitten came home and he's inundated with his three dogs and he raises his little paw and starts taking them on, swiping them, he won Marvin over. And I could see that Marvin was just enamored with this little guy. And then, and then I have to hear all the time, do you think the dogs are happy? Marvin, do you give a rat's ass if I'm happy? He's like, but it's so cute to hear. And it's like just our funny banter and stuff. It's like, do you think Rocket likes me? Do you think Rocket is happy and everything? And it's like this cat has the life of Riley. He's like, anyways.
But the other funny thing while we're having this conversation is that every time the dogs are really naughty, they're your children.
Yes. And every time they're like, yep, they're your children and stuff. But it's really cute. Animals make the world. Animals and trees. People, I've seen this home. People, I've worked with clients, and they said, "My home is like this. This is a house, but it doesn't feel like a home." I was trying to pinpoint energetically what was wrong with it. There were no trees around it, and they had no pets. And it was like, of course, it's just it's just keeping space. It's not a home. So keeping birds in cages is eradicated in all moments.
Keeping birds in cages is eradicated in all moments. Keeping birds in cages is eradicated in all moments. Keeping birds in cages is eradicated in all moments. Keeping birds in cages is eradicated in all moments. Keeping birds in cages is eradicated in all moments.
You know, being over in Australia and seeing all these tropical birds, like they have such a social aspect to them. They love their little groups, and it's like the galahs and the cockatoos are like the jets and the what's the other, the sharks, and they're like different gangs, and like they'll like pick on each other and they'll swarm the skies. They're so beautiful. And then I think of seeing a single bird in a cage, and it just sickens me because I don't think they could possibly be happy. I've actually known of birds that have tried to commit suicide in their cage. They dive bomb, trying to kill themselves by diving and hitting themselves on the bottom of the cage. So,
So, for those that aren't familiar, that aren't Aussie, so we have two prevalent species. By the way, these are not tropical birds. We are not in the tropics. Let me just tell you that straight up. So, but we do have two prevalent species in our area. So one is galahs and the other one is cockatoos, and they are prevalent in all sort of, yeah, pretty much most of Australia. But anyway, so these are both of them are fairly large birds. They're long-lived birds, and in other words, they have a very long life, and they're also very intelligent, right? So the thing is that they are both prevalent and they're both competing in the same space. And so, yes, it is almost like the jets and the sharks, and they do dive bomb each other, and they're very social animals as well. So they definitely flock. And so when you see a flock of galahs and a flock of cockatoos in the same vicinity, it's almost like you're waiting for the rumble, right? And but uh, they're also very jovial as well. So when they are flocking and they're together, they do interact and play a little bit. So it's quite fascinating to watch. Actually, Jen, you should tell your story when we're doing our road trip and we stopped along the way and we in a town that we're not familiar with. We went to a field and it was like a football field or a sport oval, and there was an entire flock of, I think this was cockatoos. So the cockatoos are the white birds, and they have this golden crest. Um, Very good looking animal. But anyway, this enormous flock of cockatoos, right? So we let the dogs off the leash, and 100 yards away from this flock of cockatoos. So the birds were just, sorry, the dogs were just running towards this flock of cockatoos. And have you ever seen in Africa when the flamingos start flying out of, off the ground, and it just creates this almost like this shadow on the horizon with all these birds flying out? That was kind of what it was like.
we actually have that video in a, on our website or on YouTube of Maisie doing that, and it's so cute seeing that.
Oh, I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Unless it's just in my mind, because I have a video playing in my mind all the time. Could be. um, Taking animals out of the wild for selfish reasons is eradicated in all moments.
Taking animals out of the wild for selfish reasons is eradicated in all moments. Taking animals out of the wild for selfish reasons is eradicated in all moments. Taking animals out of the wild for selfish reasons is eradicated in all moments. Taking animals out of the wild for selfish reasons is eradicated in all moments. Taking animals out of the wild for selfish reasons is eradicated in all moments.
Abandoning animals is eradicated in all moments.
Abandoning animals is eradicated in all moments. Abandoning animals is eradicated in all moments. Abandoning animals is eradicated in all moments. Abandoning animals is eradicated in all moments. Abandoning animals is eradicated in all moments.
Taking your loved one to the pound because they are old is eradicated in all moments.
Taking your loved one to the pound because they are old is eradicated in all moments. Taking your loved one to the pound because they are old is eradicated in all moments. Taking your loved one to the pound because they are old is eradicated in all moments. Taking your loved one to the pound because they are old is eradicated in all moments. Taking your loved one to the pound because they are old is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that animals do not go to heaven is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that animals do not go to heaven is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals do not go to heaven is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals do not go to heaven is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals do not go to heaven is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animals do not go to heaven is eradicated in all moments. Jen, the belief that humans go to heaven should be eradicated as well, because that's just this fantasy that I don't know how it came into the Christian lexicon, this idea of, the one life scenario after which if you're good, you go to heaven, and if you haven't been good, you go to hell, and the nirvana is to go to heaven, sit on the right hand side of, Jesus or God, and then, it's all beer and Skittles. I mean, that's just it's just a fantasy. And then, in the Islam doctrine, you've got this the heaven is how many virgins do you get it? I don't know, maybe.
72. 72.
So the golden number is 72. If you get 72 virgins in their version of heaven, that's the pinnacle, the Holy Grail. Is that right?
Yeah. But so we can look at someone else's religion and see how ridiculous it seems to us. But then they could be looking at our religion and seeing how ridiculous it is to them.
But here's the thing, we don't have a religion.
No, not us. But here's the thing. The the premise of heaven happens because some people, even back in those days, were able to tune into the other realms. So the physical realm is only one aspect of existence. There's existence on every realm. There is the astral, causal, mental, etheric, and other realms. There's places of learning that we go. When we dream at night, we actually go into literal places, and our brain brings back the depiction as best as it can decipher it. Because there's a censor preventing us from being in the pure bliss of the higher realms because we wouldn't want to stay here. There's that. So that's how heaven got depicted, is they grabbed onto a few people's images of what happens in the higher realms, and they depicted it as heaven. Yeah.
So I'm curious how that then, this idea of the between life state in other realms as being places of learning, contemplation prior to reincarnating, then got distorted into a resting place where you kind of retire. And, it's almost like retiring to Florida, and all is good, sunny and balmy. And, I wonder how where in the dialogue that got distorted. Just
So
curious.
so so during the Dark Ages, the During the Dark Ages, the priests and the cardinals or whatever would pay for pay those who would pay it passage into the higher realms, into a better life and stuff. But then when the patrons realized, wait a minute, there's reincarnation. I don't have to worry about that. I'll just like come back again and I'll get there eventually or whatever. And it shut down the business of the priests and the cardinals and stuff from the bribes. So they instilled a universal one life scenario so they could make more money off the patrons. I learned that in Catholic Church. And it was like, I remember I was like a teenager hearing this from the priest. And I thought, wow, he's a pretty open priest. And he's speaking about this right in the church. And I'm looking around and it's not getting in. It's like, this is revolutionary. And I could see, and like the human brain filters out like 80–90% of what's not relevant. And so apparently this wasn't relevant to most of the people there who are hearing it. And it's like so frustrating to be the only one listening for truth and not filtering it out.
So do you want to know another scary reality is that the human brain, the human psyche filters out 100% of what is not consistent with their pre-existing worldview. Did you know that? And that's
No,
why
I did
this
not.
that's why this kind of groupthink goes in, and that's why it's so difficult to communicate or advocate for an alternative point of view to those that are deeply held within their own worldview, because they are almost incapable of allowing that information in.
So that's really frustrating. And that makes it more even relevant why we have to do the SFT tapping groups like we do, because we're making these things relevant in the world. And you can see, like joy bringing back in the world and kindness. That would be cool.
But that's one of the reasons why, for example, Kamala's messaging regime falls on deaf ear to the ingrained MAGA, is that it's nothing that gets said out there can possibly penetrate a particular demographic's worldview. And yes, that is why it's so important that we do these tapping events.
But what's really exciting about the Kamala movement is she's doing repetitive. We're not going back. We're not going back. And like Bruce Springsteen just endorsed her. Willie Nelson just endorsed her. So when people associate people that they like and who they let into their world, advocate, it expands their world of what's possible. So there's hope in that. Taylor Swift, there's hope. Laughing at pets is eradicated in all moments.
Laughing at pets is eradicated in all moments. Laughing at pets is eradicated in all moments. Laughing at pets is eradicated in all moments. Laughing at pets is eradicated in all moments. Laughing at pets is eradicated in all moments.
I used to work at the dog wash when I came back from, the property. And it was a simple life, but I could really see how the most loving dog parents were still kind of cruel to their dogs. Like they would laugh at them right in front of them and think they were amused. Well, dogs don't know that you think they're cute. They just know that you're making fun of them. And naming them something that's awful just because it's cute is like disrespectful. And humans love to tell the story of how their pet suffered before they saved them. Oh, he was half paralyzed, half blind, and then I took him in and now I saved him. And animals, every time you tell their story, it takes them out of the moment of joy, love, abundance, freedom, health, success, and takes them back into the pain. And you're making the pet relive the anguish that they have overcome. So it's not kind. It's just human ego that does it. And I wish that humans would just wake up to that and just stop doing it. Telling a pet's sad story for personal fulfillment is eradicated in all moments.
Telling a pet's sad story for personal fulfillment is eradicated in all moments. Telling a pet's sad story for personal fulfillment is eradicated in all moments. Telling a pet's sad story for personal fulfillment is eradicated in all moments. Telling a pet's sad story for personal fulfillment is eradicated in all moments. Telling a pet's sad story for personal fulfillment is eradicated in all moments.
The cruel fur trade is eradicated in all moments.
The cruel fur trade is eradicated in all moments. The cruel fur trade is eradicated in all moments. The cruel fur trade is eradicated in all moments. The cruel fur trade is eradicated in all moments. The cruel fur trade is eradicated in all moments. Hey, Jen, at this point, we need to tell a story about Milton's faux fur. So, so we've got a little rug, I guess you can call it, and it's it looks like a fur rug, but it's a faux fur, fake faux. And so he's got his faux fur, and he loves his faux fur. It's a little bit like kids babies that grow up and then they become sort of toddlers and then teenagers and then adults who have their attachment to their blankie. Have you ever had that kind of experience for those that are parents? Um, anyway, so Milton, he's one of our silky terriers. He's got his attachment to his faux fur, but the thing is, he loves his faux fur so much that he takes out his aggression on the faux fur and punishes his faux fur in the way that only dogs know how, right? So he grabs it in his teeth and he just really grabs on hard and he just shakes it um, like he's killing a snake or something. I'm guessing that's instinctual the way certain dog breeds do that, is they just grab it and just shake it and
But this little guy who has he's like, I wouldn't say the lowest on the totem pole because we don't allow
baby,
that.
he's king of the roost.
But he's so little and he's got this flying bedhead all over his body and his stuff, and he's really cute. And you wouldn't think he'd have a nasty thought in his head. And then he pulls out his faux fur, brings it in front of us in the living room after dinner, and he just rips the shred out of it and he's growling and he's like vicious and it's just so damn adorable. It's like, and that's how it's like a human going to the gym and working out their transgression after work.
Well, not transgress. Well, maybe it is a transgression, but aggression anyway. But
Aggressions, yeah.
yeah. So the standard joke when he's doing this is, that faux fur really needs to be punished. It's a bad, bad faux fur. It needs to be punished.
it's it's so cute. Forced breeding animals is eradicated in all moments.
Force breeding animals is eradicated in all moments. Force breeding animals is eradicated in all moments. Force breeding animals is eradicated in all moments. Force breeding animals is eradicated in all moments. Force breeding animals is eradicated in all moments.
Bullfighting is eradicated in all moments.
Bullfighting is eradicated in all moments. Bullfighting is eradicated in all moments. Bullfighting is eradicated in all moments. Bullfighting is eradicated in all moments. Bullfighting is eradicated in all moments.
Declawing is eradicated in all moments.
Declawing is eradicated in all moments. Declawing is eradicated in all moments. Declawing is eradicated in all moments. Declawing is eradicated in all moments. Declawing is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that the earth is only meant for humans is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that the earth is only meant for humans is eradicated in all moments. The belief that the earth is only meant for humans is eradicated in all moments. The belief that the earth is only meant for humans is eradicated in all moments. The belief that the earth is only meant for humans is eradicated in all moments. The belief that the earth is only meant for humans is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that animal extinction is inevitable is eradicated in all moments.
The belief that animal extinction is inevitable is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animal extinction is inevitable is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animal extinction is inevitable is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animal extinction is inevitable is eradicated in all moments. The belief that animal extinction is inevitable is eradicated in all moments.
Humans' course of depleting the earth of all viable life is redirected to value in all forms of life in all moments.
Humans' course of depleting the earth of all viable life is redirected to valuing all forms of life in all moments. Humans' course of depleting the earth of all viable life is redirected to valuing all forms of life in all moments. Humans' course of depleting the earth of all viable life is redirected to valuing all forms of life in all moments. Humans' course of depleting the earth of all viable life is redirected to valuing all forms of life in all moments. Humans' course of depleting the earth of all viable life is redirected to valuing all forms of life in all moments.
Humans only caring about animals that serve their needs is eradicated in all moments.
Humans only caring about animals that serve their needs is eradicated in all moments. Humans only caring about animals that serve their needs is eradicated in all moments. Humans only caring about animals that serve their needs is eradicated in all moments. Humans only caring about animals that serve their needs is eradicated in all moments. Humans only caring about animals that serve their needs is eradicated in all moments.
Humans denying all other beings quality of life through their selfishness is eradicated in all moments.
Humans denying all other beings quality of life through their selfishness is eradicated in all moments. Humans denying all other beings quality of life through their selfishness is eradicated in all moments. Humans denying all other beings quality of life through their selfishness is eradicated in all moments. Humans denying all other beings quality of life through their selfishness is eradicated in all moments. Humans denying all other beings quality of life through their selfishness is eradicated in all moments.
Showcasing animals for entertainment is eradicated in all moments.
Showcasing animals for entertainment is eradicated in all moments. Showcasing animals for entertainment is eradicated in all moments. Showcasing animals for entertainment is eradicated in all moments. Showcasing animals for entertainment is eradicated in all moments. Showcasing animals for entertainment is eradicated in all moments.
Treating animals as subordinates is eradicated in all moments.
Treating animals as subordinates is eradicated in all moments. Treating animals as subordinates is eradicated in all moments. Treating animals as subordinates is eradicated in all moments. Treating animals as subordinates is eradicated in all moments. Treating animals as subordinates is eradicated in all moments.
Causing suffering to animals is eradicated in all moments.
Causing suffering to animals is eradicated in all moments. Causing suffering to animals is eradicated in all moments. Causing suffering to animals is eradicated in all moments. Causing suffering to animals is eradicated in all moments. Causing suffering to animals is eradicated in all moments.
So, babies, I had a conversation with my apple tree a few years ago, and it was really important what it told me. And it talked about love, making love. And so I was in my what's that thing, hammock, and an apple dropped down intentionally, and it wanted me to eat it. And it said it was a gift for me, but it also a gift for it. So as I ate the apple, it said that then this apple can go, the consciousness of the apple and the tree can go in and blend with my consciousness and be perceived, through the human consciousness. So it could see through my eyes, and it can gain awareness through that interaction. And then it told me about all the animals out there. The rabbits eating the grass is doing that, and then the grass gets to see out of the rabbit's eyes. And then when that rabbit is eaten by a fox, the fox gets to eat out of the rabbit gets to see out of the fox eyes. And that's how the cycle of life goes, and that's how awareness and energy flows. And the only being that shuts that cycle down is humans, because they don't partake this energy with gratitude. They just do it in an ugly way. And so a lot of people are on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence about, should I be vegan or should I eat meat? Some people feel like they need to eat meat. But the dividing line is intention. If you can eat the meat with a grateful heart, welcome it into your body, and heal the aspects of the animal that may have been injured in your intentions, and move on, then it blesses that experience, and it's no longer an ugly violation of spiritual law. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, there's a lot of people in the spiritual community that are, very passionately on one side of that equation or the other. And I mean, I eat meat. Uh, so, and I think the way that you've explained it is really important for a lot of people. It is, and by the way, everything that you do is about intention. So whether the outcome is good, bad, or indifferent, what really matters is the original intention, not necessarily the outcome. And so, yes, having the intention of gratitude in the consumption of not only meat, but all forms of sustenance is kind of pretty important. But then the other thing that kind of makes things a little bit problematic in the human experience of this, because there are 8 billion of us on the planet at the moment, is the economics of mass production of this food, and that's a problem in and of itself. And I'm looking forward to a time when, even with a large number of the collective on Earth, 8 billion of us, trending downwards at some point. I'm looking forward to a time when there is more local production and consumption, and more thoughtful production and consumption of all the forms of sustenance. And overconsumption is a problem, and mass battery production is a problem. And the other problem is that from an economic perspective, because I am a corporate consultant, I think in economic terms. When production is outsourced to the lowest cost of production place, so in other words, outsourcing production over there and then having to ship it, to the consumption points, is a problem as well. So our entire economic system needs to be overhauled, and we've spoken about that a few times on this channel.
Yeah. I'm really excited about, in Australia, the price of eggs has gone up, and you're only allowed right now to buy 2 cartons. And the reason that is because it's law now in Australia that all hens are free range. Right, babies?
So they're not doing battery production of eggs. That's been outlawed, or it's being phased out. So, and that's kind of creating in economics, what we call is a dislodgement. So there's a period of time where production and consumption is just out of whack at the moment. So yes, the price of eggs is going through the roof for now. And but the interesting thing is that on one of our little drives to some of our spots out in nature, we do actually drive past a couple of free range, egg places, and you're driving past, right? And you can see, hundreds of chickens out there. They're all doing their thing, grazing on the grass, And I'm sure at night, the farmer, they do, corral them into a roosting place and then let them out in the morning. But that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and it's nice to know. It's like if I hear someone grave about the price of eggs, and I go, I'll pay it. I'll pay for the quality of life for chickens to go up. That's gladly. Who cares? I mean, it's worth it. It's worth it to know that they have a quality of life.
Well, here's another way of thinking about it. If you're bitching and moaning about the price of the most important things that sustain your own life, a couple of things. Number one, consume less of it. There's a good
Hmm.
solution. And then consume less of the things that aren't so important because, to be honest, food, water, shelter, and dreaming are, in fact, three or four or five of the fundamental needs in life. And so if you're bitching about how much money you're spending on one of the most important needs, then perhaps spend a little bit less on, overseas holidays and various other things, which probably aren't that important in the
Ooh,
scheme of things.
that's a good point, babies, and it reminded me of this technique I use. So there's a commercial in America for one of these fast foods, and it goes, bacon, bacon, and even more bacon, beef, beef. And they're programming people that you're not a man unless you're over consuming meat, right? And the bigger the better, right? And so they're doing this to the psyche. So what I do when I'm watching these commercials, and everyone on this call and people who are watching this are able of doing this, when I see that intention of the advertisements to force people to eat more meat, and they have this visual of a juicy burger, I infuse that juicy burger, I override that vision of the juicy burger with a poor little piglet trapped in a little cage and suffering. So these people think that the advertisers think they're putting out this image of this juicy burger and registering people to eat. And I'm derailing that image with the suffering that's inflicted with these little pigs that are forced to be the baking. So that's something you can do. And if you need more help doing that, just message me. I can try to clarify that more. But I think that's really juicy. And send it out. Send it out on the airwaves. When you're watching the Super Bowl and everyone's watching this beef commercial, send out a loving image of a cow, being loved and a family member, and send that out and override that intention. Eating animals without a grateful intention is eradicated in all moments.
Eating animals without a grateful intention is eradicated in all moments. Eating animals without a grateful intention is eradicated in all moments. Eating animals without a grateful intention is eradicated in all moments. Eating animals without a grateful intention is eradicated in all moments. Eating animals without a grateful intention is eradicated in all moments.
Genocide of animals is eradicated in all moments.
Genocide of animals is eradicated in all moments. Genocide of animals is eradicated in all moments. Genocide of animals is eradicated in all moments. Genocide of animals is eradicated in all moments. Genocide of animals is eradicated in all moments.
Babies, I had an experience once where I was in this spiritual group, this huge group. It was actually a cult, but I was there with the right intention. And we were in this middle of this group meditation, whatever, or someone was talking, I don't know. We were doing a chant, I don't know. But I suddenly left my body and I was teleported into this experience where this cow, I was teleported into the experience of being a cow being led to slaughter. And he was in the line waiting to go into the slaughterhouse. And part of him was just matter of fact, like this was his fate. But also there was the dread and foreboding and the sounds and the smells and the ugliness that were looming towards him. And so I was wondering why right then was why I was taken out of my body and taken to the slaughterhouse. But I realized that being in that room with all these spiritual people, everything they were doing to be spiritual was basically in denial if they weren't confronting the suffering that's happening in the world. So anything that a person does to be spiritual if they're not looking at life without the filters of just being good, but this is the experience of living and this is the suffering that happens, they're just denying existence, and it's gonna it's gonna come up as apathy in the world. If you're not aware of all the suffering, you don't have to feel it or whatever, but you can't just try to be good, keep your head down, pray, and think that like nothing bad is going to happen, or that's all there is to you. We're divine, omniscient beings, omnipotent, and we have the ability to change these things for other beings. And when we tap into our empowerment, we are the ones that stop the suffering for others. And we can't do it by just being good, keeping our head down, and looking into a book. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's reminded me of another topic, which is not really related to eliminating the suffering of animals, but it is related to what you're saying about the apathy of even, well, you were talking about religious people. I don't give a lot of credence and credibility to religion. I think religion, mainstream religion has run its course in the human experience. So, I feel a little bit sorry for the 2, 3, 4 billion people that are heavily caught up in mainstream religion. But I kind of set that aside because, they've got their own experience to have, and they'll have their experience, when they're ready. What I'm interested in is those that consider themselves to be spiritual outside of mainstream religion. And what really makes me shuts me down at the moment is the large number of supposedly woke people on the planet that are spiritual, that whose primary interest is simply to zen like themselves, and so all that they're doing is meditating, chanting, doing yoga, and whatever it is that they're doing to make themselves either feel good or to isolate or insulate themselves from the experience of the broader collective, because apparently, that seems to be, the holy grail for a lot of people that think of themselves as spiritual, is to basically be an island unto yourself. And that kind of really disconnects me at the moment. And there's a lot of this out there. And the real opportunity for all of these, spiritual people and awoken people is to participate in the kinds of things that we're doing. And if you don't like the way we're doing it, do it your own way. But the thing is that the whole purpose of all of the woke people on the planet and the awakened people on the planet, some people call them star seeds, if that's the way you want to think of it, your real opportunity is to use that. Your purpose in coming here as a star seed, as a awoken person, soul, to participate in uplifting the broader collective. And so if you're not doing that, I really don't know what you're doing. And I think you're really missing an opportunity. So there's a call to action for all of those people that are out there in the starseed community. Get on board, get off your ass, and start doing what you really came here to do, and stop throwing platitudes out on social media, please.
So I call them people the spiritual elitists. And what I've discovered from those people who like start some kind of like group, and then they're close, and they don't want to hear what we say. They don't want to hear what everyone says. They want to start this following of themselves. They don't want everyone in the world to get it, to be awakened, because they want to set themselves above everyone else through the spiritual elitists. Now, for our part, I'm happy for people to take the reins and like do more for the world, take the tapping, SFT tapping, and be emboldened in their own ways and everything. But these spiritual elitists don't want people to move forward. They want to be a special closed group. It's almost like they're romanticizing the guru, the seeker guru scenario, and they want to have that for themselves. You know what I was contemplating this morning? Why are all the spiritual people on the planet, for the most part, men? When male energy is more direct and clear in action, when the female energy is more of expansive and sees the whole picture. So it's really interesting. In olden days, male and female would reign together. The male would be the doer and the woman would be the advisor. And this is how priests and priestesses would rule. So why aren't women, spiritual people in female bodies appreciated or even acknowledged? It's so frustrating to me
Um,
because I'm in a female body.
I can imagine that would be frustrating. But here's the thing, is in my experience, the vast majority of spiritual people out there are women. I don't get a sense that there's a have a look at how many women are on this call and how many guys are on this call. And this is, and by the way, can I just say that I think the male representation on this call is probably overrepresented relative to the broader collective in terms of, those people that are actively pursuing a spiritual path. And what I mean by that is more than just the platitudinal aspect. It's more than just going to church on Sunday for those that are in the religious context. So the spiritual kind of version of that is this, throwing out of platitudes and and having your spiritual moments at particular orchestrated times of the day. So when I'm meditating, when I'm chanting, but when I'm not meditating and I'm not chanting, hell, you know, break me loose. I'm doing, what every other, Tom, Dick, and Harry, if you have that expression out there, is doing. So that's a little bit frustrating to me. And
Yeah.
the other thought that I had just while we're having our rant, I know it's not quite on topic, but the other thought that I had is, where are all of these supposedly, good Christians in? There seems to be a dichotomy between a lot of Christians' religious faith and proclamation and their conservative held worldview, because these things, they don't intersect. And so how you can be both at the same time, it it must fracture the psyche, because you can't have this, myopic, disenfranchising conservative worldview on the one hand, and then proclaiming yourself to be religiously Christian and other things, at the same time. It doesn't actually work.
Okay, maybe it's a few things. So when you talk about spiritual people is different than religious people, I don't differentiate. I think all the spiritual practices out there, for the most part, have just been dumbed down to just religious doctrine, and so it doesn't like hit me. I think the most spiritual people on the planet don't think they're spiritual. They're the ones doing the work in the moment, tending the gardens, loving the children, and giving of their services without even thinking of spirituality. And the one thing you said about where's this person who can be both Christian and world leaders? I think we have a beautiful example of that in Joe Biden. I mean, he's ethical. So he goes to church, he knows his doctrines, he doesn't allow his doctrines to affect his job, which is amazing. And he has integrity. Integrity is the practice of spirituality and treating everyone with respect, how you treat other individuals. And so I think it is possible, because I know at least he exists and a few others. But you're right, it's not. And people aren't screaming out for him as a role model in that way, which is very frustrating. He gets demonized and his religion gets belittled, but it's his, and he owns it and he doesn't flout it. So that's more spiritual than others. Slaughterhouses are eradicated in all moments.
Slaughterhouses are eradicated in all moments. Slaughterhouses are eradicated in all moments. Slaughterhouses are eradicated in all moments. Slaughterhouses are eradicated in all moments. Slaughterhouses are eradicated in all moments.
Using up animals' homeland and resources to their extinction is eradicated in all moments.
Using up animals, homeland, and resources to their extinction is eradicated in all moments. Using up animals, homeland, and resources to their extinction is eradicated in all moments. Using up animals, homeland, and resources to their extinction is eradicated in all moments. Using up animals, homeland, and resources to their extinction is eradicated in all moments. Using up animals, homeland, and resources to their extinction is eradicated in all moments.
Okay, baby, so you know what my big beef with Christians is?
God, I regret opening up the Pandora's box, but go ahead.
So in their Bible, in their book, it says, go forth and multiply. So what they're doing right now in the world is they're taking that one script and putting it above all others. There's so many other mandates, like the golden rule: do unto others as you want done to yourself. Take care of the least of thee is among the greatest, whatever. So these people who are procreating up the yin yang, 19 kids and counting, 20 kids and counting, creating generations of it's eating up the resources for animals and other beings as well as other humans. And it's so obtuse. So they're paying attention to that one rule and they're not seeing the effect of their own cause. What's wrong with that, babies?
I don't even know where to begin to um, comment on that. I mean, that whole notion is just 19, 20 kids and counting. Is if that's even possible. I didn't even know that that was possible. But that's just
It's a
so
shock.
wrong on so many levels. We saw a interesting documentary the other day about human demographics, and uh, because I'm a scientist, engineer, mathematician, those kinds of things. So I kind of think in those terms. But the interesting thing is that the human population, 8 billion at the moment, increasing, but the rate of growth is slowing down. But there's still going to be at least two generations of increasing population before it stabilizes in the natural demographic course of things. And so we're not just talking about sort of other catastrophic events that might interrupt that sequence, but this is the human population trends are long-term, long-tail events, and it takes generations to right the ship, if that metaphor works with you.
Babies, when COVID was a pandemic, it was a horrible thing. But everybody stopping and not doing things. There were some beautiful images of nature coming back to the cities because no one was out. There were like dolphins and Venice and
Yeah.
animals, and it was really beautiful. It showed it felt like there was more grace in the world with animals being allowed to roam a little bit better. All unconscious actions or intentions regarding animals that breaks the circuit of outflow is eradicated in all moments.
All unconscious actions or intentions regarding animals that breaks the circuit of outflow is eradicated in all moments. All unconscious actions or intentions regarding animals that breaks the circuit of outflow is eradicated in all moments. All unconscious actions or intentions regarding animals that breaks the circuit of outflow is eradicated in all moments. All unconscious actions or intentions regarding animals that breaks the circuit of outflow is eradicated in all moments. All unconscious actions or intentions regarding animals that breaks the circuit of outflow is eradicated in all moments.
Gutting the ocean of life forms is eradicated in all moments.
Gutting the oceans of life forms is eradicated in all moments. Gutting the oceans of life forms is eradicated in all moments. Gutting the oceans of life forms is eradicated in all moments. Gutting the oceans of life forms is eradicated in all moments. Gutting the oceans of life forms is eradicated in all moments.
Babies, I once rescued a lobster from the market. They were just on a shelf and they were all wandering around, still alive. And I bought one as a surrogate to rescue all lobsters. But I didn't have the foresight to realize that I didn't have any salt water around and he needed salt water. But we had a nice little car ride until he peacefully crossed over to the other side with someone loving him. So there's that. Displaying living beings for consumption is eradicated in all moments.
Displaying living beings for consumption is eradicated in all moments. Displaying living beings for consumption is eradicated in all moments. Displaying living beings for consumption is eradicated in all moments. Displaying living beings for consumption is eradicated in all moments. Displaying living beings for consumption is eradicated in all moments.
Forcing animals to fight for entertainment is eradicated in all moments.
Forcing animals to fight for entertainment is eradicated in all moments. Forcing animals to fight for entertainment is eradicated in all moments. Forcing animals to fight for entertainment is eradicated in all moments. Forcing animals to fight for entertainment is eradicated in all moments. Forcing animals to fight for entertainment is eradicated in all moments.
All blockages to mass compassion for our kindred brothers and sisters are eradicated in all moments.
All blockages to mass compassion for our kindred brothers and sisters are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to mass compassion for our kindred brothers and sisters are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to mass compassion for our kindred brothers and sisters are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to mass compassion for our kindred brothers and sisters are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to mass compassion for our kindred brothers and sisters are eradicated in all moments.
Gutting the food supply of animals by overpopulating Earth with people is eradicated in all moments.
Gutting the food supply of animals by overpopulating Earth with people is eradicated in all moments. Gutting the food supply of animals by overpopulating Earth with people is eradicated in all moments. Gutting the food supply of animals by overpopulating Earth with people is eradicated in all moments. Gutting the food supply of animals by overpopulating Earth with people is eradicated in all moments. Gutting the food supply of animals by overpopulating Earth with people is eradicated in all moments.
Believing that humans are superior species is eradicated in all moments.
Believing that humans are a superior species is eradicated in all moments. Believing that humans are a superior species is eradicated in all moments. Believing humans are a superior species is eradicated in all moments. Believing humans are a superior species is eradicated in all moments. Believing humans are a superior species is eradicated in all moments.
Thoughtlessly advocating killing because it's not human is eradicated in all moments.
Thoughtlessly advocating killing because it's not human is eradicated in all moments. Thoughtlessly advocating killing because it's not human is eradicated in all moments. Thoughtlessly advocating killing because it's not human is eradicated in all moments. Thoughtlessly advocating killing because it's not human is eradicated in all moments. Thoughtlessly advocating killing because it's not human is eradicated in all moments.
Torturing oceanic life with sonar and pulse and sound frequencies is immediately eradicated in all moments.
Torturing oceanic life with sonar and pulsing sound frequencies is immediately eradicated in all moments. Torturing oceanic life with sonar and pulsing sound frequencies is immediately eradicated in all moments. Torturing oceanic life with sonar and pulsing sound frequencies is immediately eradicated in all moments. Torturing oceanic life with sonar and pulsing sound frequencies is immediately eradicated in all moments. Torturing oceanic life with sonar and pulsing sound frequencies is immediately eradicated in all moments.
Eating animal flesh for entertainment instead of necessity is eradicated in all moments.
Eating animal flesh for entertainment instead of necessity is eradicated in all moments. Eating animal flesh for entertainment instead of necessity is eradicated in all moments. Eating animal flesh for entertainment instead of necessity is eradicated in all moments. Eating animal flesh for entertainment instead of necessity is eradicated in all moments. Eating animal flesh for entertainment instead of necessity is eradicated in all moments.
Overconsuming animal flesh is eradicated in all moments.
Overconsuming animal flesh is eradicated in all moments. Overconsuming animal flesh is eradicated in all moments. Overconsuming animal flesh is eradicated in all moments. Overconsuming animal flesh is eradicated in all moments. Overconsuming animal flesh is eradicated in all moments.
All holidays and rituals that involve genocide lose favor in all moments.
All holidays and rituals that involve genocide lose favor in all moments. All holidays and rituals that involve genocide lose favor in all moments. All holidays and rituals that involve genocide lose favor in all moments. All holidays and rituals that involve genocide lose favor in all moments. All holidays and rituals that involve genocide lose favor in all moments.
Christmas and Thanksgiving, we're talking to you. All appetite for killing immediately dries up in all moments.
All appetite for killing immediately dries up in all moments. All appetite for killing immediately dries up in all moments. All appetite for killing immediately dries up in all moments. All appetite for killing immediately dries up in all moments. All appetite and killing for immediately dries up in all moments.
All disconnect between the animal kingdom and man is eradicated in all moments.
All disconnect between the animal kingdom and man is eradicated in all moments. All disconnect between the animal kingdom and man is eradicated in all moments. All disconnect between the animal kingdom and man is eradicated in all moments. All disconnect between the animal kingdom and man is eradicated in all moments. All disconnect between the animal kingdom and man is eradicated in all moments.
All blockages to man living in synergy with the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments.
All blockages to man living in synergy with the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to man living in synergy with the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to man living in synergy with the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to man living in synergy with the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to man living in synergy with the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments.
All humans are gifted with the grace and inclination to serve the animal kingdom in all moments.
All humans are gifted with the grace and inclination to serve the animal kingdom in all moments. All humans are gifted with the grace and inclination to serve the animal kingdom in all moments. All humans are gifted with a grace and inclination to serve the animal kingdom in all moments. All humans are gifted with a grace and inclination to serve the animal kingdom in all moments. All humans are gifted with a grace and inclination to serve the animal kingdom in all moments.
All blockages to man understanding the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments.
All blockages to man understanding the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to man understanding the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to man understanding the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to man understanding the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments. All blockages to man understanding the animal kingdom are eradicated in all moments.
All human bravado is laid bare and put to rest in all moments.
All human bravo is laid bare and put to rest in all moments. All human bravado is laid bare and put to rest in all moments. All human bravado is laid bare and put to rest in all moments. All human bravado is laid bare and put to rest in all moments. All human bravado is laid bare and put to rest in all moments.
All engrams, muscle memory, and DNA patterning to harm or subjugate animals are eradicated in all moments.
All engrams, muscle memory, and DNA patterning to harm or subjugate animals are eradicated in all moments. All engrams, muscle memory, and DNA patterning to harm or subjugate animals are eradicated in all moments. All engrams, muscle memory, and DNA patterning to harm or subjugate animals are eradicated in all moments. All engrams, muscle memory, and DNA patterning to harm or subjugate animals are eradicated in all moments. All engrams, muscle memory, and DNA patterning to harm or subjugate animals are eradicated in all moments.
The DNA patterns of all humans are immediately upgraded to reverent compassion and kindness to all other beings in all moments.
The DNA patterns of all humans are immediately upgraded to reverent compassion and kindness to all other beings in all moments. The DNA patterns of all humans are immediately upgraded to reverent compassion and kindness to all other beings in all moments. The DNA pattern of all humans are immediately upgraded to reverent compassion and kindness to all other beings in all moments. The DNA patterns of all humans are immediately upgraded to reverent compassion and kindness to all other beings in all moments. The DNA patterns of all humans are immediately upgraded to reverent compassion and kindness to all other beings in all moments.
Exorbitant vet bills are systemically eradicated in all moments.
Exorbitant vet bills are systemically eradicated in all moments. Exorbitant vet bills are systemically eradicated in all moments. Exorbitant vet bills are systemically eradicated in all moments. Exorbitant vet bills are systemically eradicated in all moments. Exorbitant vet bills are systemically eradicated in all moments. I don't know what's like in America, but in Oz, if you have the need and misfortune to go to a vet, my sphincter crunches up every time we have that prospect. It's amazing.
So the thing is that exorbitant price prevents a lot of people who would be good with animals from getting them because they can't afford the care and everything. There needs to be a way to like address that issue without driving the prices up so high that people can't afford to take care of their pets.
And do you know the other interesting thing is that veterinarians as a field of study is one of the most sought after fields of study in Oz. So that's the first thing. It's even more difficult to go into the veterinarian field of postgraduate study as it is doctors. So that's one thing. But on top of that, there is a critical shortage of veterinary physicians in Oz, which is what's driving up the veterinary bills. And by the way, can I just say, in Oz, we don't have free education. That went out the window about 30 years ago. And so it is incredibly expensive as a student to become a veterinary professional. And then and nevertheless, there is a critical shortage, even though it is one of the most sought after degrees in Oz. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes. Well, tomorrow we're addressing the teacher issue because tomorrow is Universal Teachers Day. There's that. And I also think that universal health care for pets needs to be something that's instated. So pets everywhere, no matter where they are, they deserve the right to be treated with health
Um,
care.
and by the way, other than some Scandinavian countries and England, there aren't too many other examples around the world where there is actually universal healthcare for humans. So there's that as an idea as well.
Well, at least they exist, so we know it's possible. But, I'm at the point where all life should be revered, respected, and have citizenship. And don't get me started on trees, babies, because I want them to have citizenship too.
Yeah.
Saying that, ignorance regarding all life is immediately rendered extinct in all moments.
Ignorance regarding all life is immediately rendered extinct in all moments. Ignorance regarding all life is immediately rendered extinct in all moments. Ignorance regarding all life is immediately rendered extinct in all moments. Ignorance regarding all life is immediately rendered extinct in all moments. Ignorance regarding all life is immediately rendered extinct in all moments.
A Kobayashi Maru is activated of a win-win of humans universally coexisting with animals in reverence and kindness in all moments.
A Kobayashi Maru is activated of a win-win of humans universally coexisting with animals in reverence and kindness in all moments. A Kobayashi Maru is activated of a win-win of humans universally coexisting with animals in reverence and kindness in all moments. A Kobayashi Maru is activated of a win-win of humans universally coexisting with animals in reverence and kindness in all moments. A Kobayashi Maru is activated of a win-win of humans universally coexisting with animals in reverence and kindness in all moments. A Kobayashi Maru is activated of a win-win of humans universally coexisting with animals in reverence and kindness in all moments.
All ill-gotten gain regarding the animal kingdom is eradicated in all moments.
All ill-gotten gain regarding the animal kingdom is eradicated in all moments. All ill-gotten gain regarding the animal kingdom is eradicated in all moments. All ill-gotten gain regarding the animal kingdom is eradicated in all moments. All ill-gotten gain regarding the animal kingdom is eradicated in all moments. All ill-gotten gain regarding the animal kingdom is eradicated in all moments.
Humans bombarding themselves with dis-ease through the suffering they inflict on others is eradicated in all moments.
Humans bombarding themselves with dis-ease through the suffering they inflict on other beings is eradicated in all moments. Humans bombarding themselves with dis-ease through the suffering they inflict on other beings is eradicated in all moments. Humans bombarding themselves with dis-ease through the suffering they inflict on other beings is eradicated in all moments. Humans bombarding themselves with dis-ease through the suffering they inflict on other beings is eradicated in all moments. Humans bombarding themselves with dis-ease through the suffering they inflict on other beings is eradicated in all moments.
Harvesting parts of animals for humans is immediately eradicated in all moments.
Harvesting parts of animals for humans is immediately eradicated in all moments. Harvesting parts of animals for humans is immediately eradicated in all moments. Harvesting parts of animals for humans is immediately eradicated in all moments. Harvesting parts of animals for humans is immediately eradicated in all moments. Harvesting parts of animals for humans is immediately eradicated in all moments.
All bile collecting is eradicated in all moments.
All bile collecting is eradicated in all moments. All bile collecting is eradicated in all moments. All bile collecting is eradicated in all moments. All bile collecting is eradicated in all moments. All bile collecting is eradicated in all moments. I don't know why anyone would want to collect bile, baby. All they need to do is come around to our place and they can have some of your bile dumps.
That's a lousy thing to say, babies. It's 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 a it's an art to produce that much bile in one body, babies.
Don't know how you do
Anyways,
it.
babies, it's my way of serving humanity. The wall of indifference that prevents humans from having compassion for animals is eradicated in all moments.
The wall of indifference that prevents humans from having compassion for animals is eradicated in all moments. The wall of indifference that prevents humans from having compassion for animals is eradicated in all moments. The wall of indifference that prevents humans from having compassion for animals is eradicated in all moments. The wall of indifference that prevents humans from having compassion for animals is eradicated in all moments. The wall of indifference that prevents humans from having compassion for animals is eradicated in all moments.
All humans are released from their cage of indifference in all moments.
All humans are released from their cage of indifference in all moments. All humans are released from their cage of indifference in all moments. All humans are released from their cage of indifference in all moments. All humans are released from their cage of indifference in all moments. All humans are released from their cage of indifference in all moments.
All blockages to humans peacefully coexisting with animals are removed in all moments.
All blockages to humans peacefully coexisting with animals are removed in all moments. All blockages to humans peacefully coexisting with animals are removed in all moments. All blockages to humans peacefully coexisting with animals are removed in all moments. All blockages to humans peacefully coexisting with animals are removed in all moments. All blockages to humans peacefully coexisting with animals are removed in all moments.
All humans with cold black hearts regarding animals are immediately gifted with a ground swelling of understanding in all moments.
All humans with cold, black hearts regarding animals are immediately gifted with a ground swelling of understanding in all moments. All humans with cold, black hearts regarding animals are immediately gifted with a ground swelling of understanding in all moments. All humans with cold, black hearts regarding animals are immediately gifted with a ground swelling of understanding in all moments. All humans with cold, black hearts regarding animals are immediately gifted with a ground swelling of understanding in all moments. All humans with cold, black hearts regarding animals are immediately gifted with a ground swelling of understanding in all moments.
All humans are upgraded to see and know animals as sacred brethren in all moments.
All humans are upgraded to see and know animals as sacred brethren in all moments. All humans are upgraded to see and know animals as sacred brethren in all moments. All humans are upgraded to see and know animals as sacred brethren in all moments. All humans are upgraded to see and know animals as sacred brethren in all moments. All humans are upgraded to see and know animals as sacred brethren in all moments.
Humans everywhere are centered and empowered in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments.
Humans everywhere are centered and empowered in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments. Humans everywhere are centered and empowered in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments. Humans everywhere are centered and empowered in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments. Humans everywhere are centered and empowered in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments. Humans everywhere are centered and empowered in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments.
Humans everywhere resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments.
Humans everywhere resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments. Humans everywhere resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments. Humans everywhere resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments. Humans everywhere resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments. Humans everywhere resonate, emanate, and are interconnected with all life in seeing and knowing animals as sacred brethren in all moments.
Last tap. All of the animal kingdom is safe and protected from the outmoded ignorance of man in all moments.
All of the animal kingdom is safe and protected from the outmoded ignorance of man in all moments. All of the animal kingdom is safe and protected from the outmoded ignorance of man in all moments. All of the animal kingdom is safe and protected from the outmoded ignorance of man in all moments. All of the animal kingdom is safe and protected from the outmoded ignorance of man in all moments. All of the animal kingdom is safe and protected from the outmoded ignorance of man in all moments.
Take a deep breath.
I think that there's a lot of hope in doing these taps. It's like I know there's a lot of people out there frustrated with what's going on. And, I just encourage people to share this with groups that are concerned about animals, people that love animals. And I also, if you look on the left of Mike, there's a white, to Mike on the screen, the left, there's a white polar bear, and I brought him home today. And I don't know why I sat him there on the table. He wanted to be part of this.
Okay, well, the polar bears are losing ground, so that's the thing with the global warming and stuff. And I missed that tap, so sorry, little polar bear. But the intention is there to plug up the global warming so everyone can have their space still.
I haven't brought an animal home like that for a long time, and he just had those eyes, wanted to come.
What were you going to say, Mike?
I was going to say Teresa and I were walking our dogs this morning, and we passed a tree with a flock of crows in it. And the crows started making a big fuss, and we knew they were talking to us, but we didn't know. We couldn't figure out at the time what they were saying. But we're sure they had something important to say to us.
I think it was like stupid.
So it's so common. I mean, I even know what they were saying. So the crows eat energy. They eat stagnant energy. That's why crows are so important. There's a healing practice where you take the feather of a bird and you rub it through your aura because it pulls out all the little blockages and stuff. Well, that's what they're doing when they fly. They're collecting all this stagnant energy and they're dissipating it into the trees that use it as fertilizer or right into the ground that uses it as earth. So the birds were just saying, "We're ready for you. You do your part, and we'll do ours." So we're creating all this stagnant energy for them to take and process. Very cute.
Yeah, I just want to say that vets are expensive. So the beauty of the taps is not only for humans, but you can also do them on your animals. And I've had many sessions with Jen for many of my animals to get relief, which were very successful. So through the SFT tapping protocol book, if you can afford a session, or get a session from Jen, it's much cheaper than going to a vet and paying for their medicines and all that. So
I totally forgot about that, and it's so frustrating for me. So you see people on social media and they have an issue that I know that is really easy for me to fix, and they're asking for prayers. And I say, come have a private session with me, And animals are so receptive to the energy work because they're not fighting it. They're not saying that's bullshit. Oh, you don't know what you're doing, or I should go to this guru or that guru. They're just accepting the help, and it's instantaneously. But then the human will fight me and say, I can't afford a session with you. I've just paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for the vet bills, so I can't afford you. So it doesn't make sense to me because you see what we've done with the animals. You see how the results speak for themselves.
Well, Jen, I can say, and I seen it, I felt it, I'd do it now with Rusty. And if it wasn't for you, I don't think he'd be here today. And I did check in because Marvin told me about how much just that one little medicine would be. And yeah, it's thousands of dollars. And people, they got to wake up and see that, modern medicine is really just lining other people's pockets. You're doing it to help everything and help these people out. And if they don't get this, I don't know what else to say, but I'm living proof for, you know, the situation I had was a dire need.
Yeah.
He made it, which was,
We're grateful.
I'm very grateful.
And you know what? I'm very grateful when I'm able to help someone in that way. I lost a cat to the same thing that Rusty was
Yes.
dealing with. And so I was like, really, my intention was, no, he's not. Rusty's going to continue. And it's really exciting for you. So thank you for trusting me with your
Yes.
babies.
Well,
Thank you.
to put a price tag on that,
Yeah,
no,
there isn't.
you can't. You can't do it. I mean,
Well, the vets can.
yes, I'm talking about a love for your animal. It's like, yes, people want to go and spend, you know, no, they don't want to spend that much money, but the vets, you're stuck. But they're not really. If they just venture out a little bit and, you know what you're doing. And believe me, I'm very skeptical about everything, but you have proven yourself to me 120%, and that's just how it is. Point
Thank
blank.
you. You know, it's
Welcome.
really interesting. Is a lot of people who's have issues with their animals. This wasn't the case with you, of course, but lots of times the animals are absorbing our issues, and so they're symbiotic of the issues. So I start out a pet session for the pet, and I have to release the human's issues to give the pet the reprieve, because humans are dumping all of their stagnant energy into their poor little doggies and kitties and birdies and snakes and stuff. And so they have no way to process it. So I'm grateful that I know how to address those things.
Well, as far as the onion thing, oh my God.
Onion visualization.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that
but
is crazy. I was like, what? This cat, he jumps up my lap, he'll stretch out, and we do it. And I take from here to his arm and I pull. And I'm doing this, and he just stretches out. I can feel what he's feeling. It's so neat. So that's all I have to say. But
so that onion technique came from, like, during the COVID time. I had a lot of people inundate me who were losing their sense of smell, and they were terrified they were getting COVID. And so I would tell them to strap some onions to the sole of their feet and put socks on and sleep with them. And actually, for a lot of people, that worked as a way. With my assistance, I was helping them in energy, but also it gives them a physical intention to heal. So the onions are drawing out all the toxins from their body. And I've had a few people who were miraculously saved from full-blown COVID from that, and they got their smell back right away. So I just gave you that technique for your cat. Obviously, you're not going to strap little onions on your cat, but he had something that really needed to be addressed. So I gave you the visual of putting little onion slices on his little tatas, I call their little feet tatas, and drawing out the toxins. Now that's a visual that you could grab onto and use, and it was really effective for you, and it could be effective for other people as well. You're on mute for some reason.
I'll tell you exactly what I did. I started doing that. Okay, think of a aloe vera plant, the juices. Okay, when I do that to his feet, my hands are full of that visualization. Okay, it's full of that sappy stuff, and I pull. You're gonna laugh at this, but when I'm done doing this, I have to go to the bathroom, wash my hands, because I feel like it's all
Yeah.
ucky.
Yeah. So that's a great technique for you to use, but I wouldn't suggest people draw the toxins into their body. So if you could, and I think that's just your way of feeling your healing energy. So I don't want people to hear this to get misconstrued. You're not pulling you might have been pulling the toxins into your body and washing it out, but I wouldn't suggest that for other people. I would have them visualize pulling them out in a in a away from the body, not into your body. Michelle, your son just had a session with me. Did he tell you how did that go for him? He seemed to really appreciate it.
He did. He really appreciated you being upfront and honest with him about calling him out on, ego. He actually used that word when he talked to me afterwards, and he got a lot out of it. And I don't know what else to say right now about it.
So when you called me for a session, my dream client isn't someone who's in full blown addiction, because it's really hard on me, and I felt it for a couple of days. And when someone comes to me who has an addiction, it's basically snuffing their life force out and taking over them. They come to me and they have a darkness on them, and it's like they're not themselves. So when I saw him on Zoom, it's like I'm dreading the session because I know how far gone the addiction is. So what's really beautiful is about 20 minutes in, I was hard on him and I said, the mind fogs and feeling sorry for yourself, the victim, all the things that addicts deal with. So when your son has that full-blown addiction and he's got that darkness in him, and it was like, I'm like being really flippant with him. He wants to tell me about his love life. I said, I don't give a rat's ass about your love life. We're not here about your love life. It's deeper than that, right? So I'm being that sarcastic and harsh on him, which he needs to be held accountable to, right? That's what happens with people who have addiction. They're very savvy, and they read people's energy, and they respect nobody. So 20 minutes into it, I said a little smirk in his face, and he started to lighten up, and I started to see him. And then when we started doing the exorcism taps, and to see this darkness move out of his body, and to see this charming, wonderful human being emerge, I don't even know what gets better than that. It's almost like energetically, his body is overtaken by demons, stagnant energy, whatever, feeding off of him, whatever. And he's out there helplessly, out in the other somewhere, trying to stay connected to this body, but wanting to die because he doesn't like what's happening, right? Mm-hmm. So energetically, what I'm happening is actually pulling him, knocking all the demons out. I don't give a rat's ass. I don't care about them. Knock them out, ban them, protect his energy, pull him back into his body, give him back all the dignity of being a human, and let him learn from that, and let him start doing the taps for himself and feel the grace of being alive again. And he sensed that, right? 25 minutes afterwards, he goes, I want to call my mother. And he wanted to tell you about being there, and that was like really sweet.
I can't believe it. I mean, it's an awesome thing. I was able to convince him to have a session by saying, what have you got to lose? Because you've tried everything. You don't know what else to do. This is available. I know it's good. Do it. And finally he said, okay. So.
Right. And I knew he was there under those premises, and I knew he didn't respect me. He doesn't know me. So I have nothing to lose either. I can be as irreverent and in his face as he wants, because if I'm just polite to him and listen to his stories, he's just going to walk away saying she's full of shit. So I might as well give him the whole blast of Jen, badass Jen. And it works every time. It's so amazing.
I know. It was beautiful. And he acknowledged that. He appreciated that. He told me that he appreciated you being hard on him. He did.
He needs that. People need accountability in the world, and they're not getting it, especially if they know how to schmooze and manipulate.
Right.
They don't get that. We all need to step up and give this to other people. We need to be honest with them. Did you want to show us Tilly and Willie?
Yeah, Tilly and Willie show up for every tapping session. They're present each time in different places.
They're my babies.
I know.
Big when mommy got them.
Yeah. And they enjoy hearing your voice again.
Yeah, and I'm really grateful that you gave him such a loving home when I had to move over to Australia, and we made the transition so easy. I came over to your house and I stayed there with you for the days, and so they got confused that that wasn't where we all were, and then I slipped out and came back the next day. And so, animals, when you have to rehome animals, sometimes it has to be done. It doesn't have to be so devastating. Willie and Tilly think of themselves as having two mommies now. And so it's like they don't know that they've been ripped from one person to another. You merge the love, so they have more of an experience instead of all the drama that humans put on it. It's a good
And I thank you for trusting me to have them, because they give me so much peace, really. They're my
good
buddies,
babies.
my companions. Yep.
And thanks for talking to him. It's really sweet to watch Marvin talk to the kids. When the dogs were when they were babies, when they were puppies, Marvin didn't know to talk to them. I go, talk right to them, say their name. And now I could be in the other room and I hear these sweet little conversations with Maisie and Milton, and it's just the most sweetest thing. And it fills up your home, that communication. Anyways, babies.
Anyways, great conversation. Thanks, Shell, for showcasing that healing session. That was, well, it wasn't recorded, so it's not going out in the public, but apparently it was a profound healing, as they all are. So thanks for showcasing that a little bit. And thanks for everyone that's joining us on the Zoom call. I actually did forget to introduce you at the top of the episode, but anyway, we'll do it at the end. Thanks everyone for being here. We've got another 13 of these things programmed up between now and November the 5th, which is the presidential election in the US. Good news though, Jen, you got your absentee vote out yesterday. We got it in the post. So assuming, not assuming, but the Postal Service will work just fine. It'll get there in plenty of time. We're all good to go. Vote counted. Good job.
Yep.
You actually gave your ballot blew it a kiss before you sent it out. So that's good. And for all of those people out there who think that, what's the bother? My vote doesn't count. I think that's 100% the wrong attitude. So whether or not it was ultimately your count, your vote that tips the balance, that's not the point. The point is that you need to step up, get off the fence, and make sure that you are heard.
Yeah.
And we're continuing to put pressure on that whole precipice, if you like. But the other thing, I've said it before, the thing that I'm really looking forward to be honest, is what happens after the November the 5th, because then the real work starts. And I'm working on the presumption that Donald and the MAGA crowd are nowhere near the Oval Office. So there's that. Thanks everyone for joining us. Look forward to catching you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now, everybody.
Thank you.
Hi, and thanks for watching another one of our videos. All our content is available on social media and streamed in high definition, ad-free on the Jenuine Healing website. If you appreciate the work that we're doing and you love the content we're creating, please consider becoming a Jenuine Healing supporter. Simply follow the link in the description below, select your level of support, and know that your financial contribution is directly helping us continue our profound work in healing all of humanity, one soul at a time. Thanks for your support. Look forward to catching you next time, and bye for now.